Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. I'm so glad you're feeling better.
I feel more myself for sure, but I got to tell you, you must have sent out my address because
I
look
did.
at all these cards. Oh my gosh, my mail has been so happy. Y'all, thank you. This really means a lot, and it definitely cheered me up, and I really appreciate it. I mean, there must be 100 cards here.
I know.
I love it.
I told him, I said, Sarah only needs one thing, and that is just to tell her that you appreciate her and that you want her to get better. Well, and she's feeling better, and she's appreciated.
I appreciate what you guys did, so I definitely. And you can now stop bypassing me and going to Kim. And just come straight to me.
It's been fun because I've been doing all the schools, being on the road, and getting 100 emails from you guys, so it's been really fun.
You've been manning the fort.
It's good, though. We have to take over for each other.
And that's right.
We're going to talk about coverage report today.
Oh, that's my absolute favorite.
Okay, so I was down at Montgomery Central today. And Madison Provine, she's the new advisor. She's amazing. And she and I were going through the coverage report because she had printed out all the kids who had bought a book. And then we went through and looked at all the kids who were not in the book. And then she basically made a printed list for the students that says, if you're going out to do anything, you have to choose somebody off this list.
So smart.
So smart. I mean, new advisor, we just went through it, and then we even talked about if they bought an ad, how to check if they bought a book. And everybody who had bought an ad had bought a book there, so that's good. And that's something we can do in early January, but we want to make sure that the mom bought the ad, didn't forget to buy the book.
Well, because they're going to be a guaranteed buyer. So if they forget and then you sell out, I mean, I feel like this coverage report, it's a twofold win for advisors, because one, you know, I'm always talking about coverage,
right? And
more coverage is better because of like that whole heartstring and making everybody feel included and important, right? But then secondly, you're really protecting yourself from angry people later.
That's right, because I would be really upset if I bought an ad, I bought a book, and the only picture of my child was their portrait picture.
And then their ad, and then that's it.
That's it. So you want to make sure that you use that coverage report. I know that Chris Stapleton from Apex Friendship sent me an email this week because he needed to merge his, and there were a lot of duplicates, and he thought, and basically we did it for him. So if you're having trouble with merging your duplicates on the coverage report, let us know, because that changes your 3-1 coverage. Because if there's two names there, it counts them as two names of the same name. So if you need us to merge, send it to us. Maybe I'll do it over the holidays, okay? That's something I can catch up on.
So you like to look at who has purchased a book but is not in it.
Right?
Great. What if we flip it too? And what if we look at all of the people who are already in the book a lot and have not bought one
That's
yet?
exactly right. And that's a good time to use the You're in the Book little flyers.
Any kind of targeted marketing.
Any kind of targeted marketing. And you can find those You're in the Book flyers under Plan and Promote and their promotional flyers. And it will literally download a PDF if you've tagged.
If you've tagged.
It will download a PDF with 3 flyers on it, a picture of the person that's in the book, the pages they're on, and how to buy a book.
So it'll say, Kim Trezona, you're in the book on pages 7, 14, 28, and 72. Here's how you buy one. And it actually even shows a picture of you.
It does. And those are really good. I remember a few years ago, Kinston High School made like Christmas trees out of them.
They did
they
in
made
the cafeteria.
In the cafeteria. And I've seen people who took those and made a caterpillar down the hallway all the way back to the yearbook room.
People would look for them.
And they could find their name, and they could take it. So it told them how to buy a book. So if you're not, like, you're getting ready for this second deadline, some of you, and some of you, your first deadline. I was talking to, again, Madison over at Montgomery Central today, and her deadline is 1/8. I said, well, that really means it's 12/21. Because you want to go ahead and get those pages in before you leave for the holiday, because then you're going to get freebie days. Because if you turn that in on the 8th and you don't, let's say you've made up 18 free days.
There's some kind of like magical yearbook algorithm where they calculate the number of pages and the number of days. And essentially you're buying some goodwill with the plant to say, look, I turned all these pages in early, so can you forgive me that 1 or 2 pages I turned in late?
And they'll actually will delete those because it's the way they do the math. So think about it, is really push these next few weeks to finish up those portrait pages or whatever you're turning in. because those things will make a difference in the end.
Right, because we don't want you working over the holidays, but the plant is still working. They're printing. And
They're
so,
not. And I'm going to be working except for a few days, so don't.
Me too, yeah.
Don't call me on Christmas.
I mean, you can, but just don't get offended when I don't answer the phone.
No, because it'll be fun. We're going to have, I hope everybody has a great holiday, no matter what you celebrate. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right, happy Monday. Here's why I love the coverage report. Like Kevin and I just said, you can use this if you're tagging to check both for people who have purchased the book and are not in it and vice versa. So let me show you how these filters work. Let's start by toggling our buyer column to be buyers only, and then our number of times in the book are 0. So this school has 2 people that they need to track down and get in the book. You can also use the less than or greater than sign to check to see who's in there less than 3 times and put this list out for your students to work from as well. If we switch to non-buyers and try the same thing, but let's do greater than 3 times. So these are people who have not purchased a book, but they're in it, and we should let them know. I'm going to toggle this back to all to reset, and I'm going to change it to add buyers and book non-buyers. Now, we don't have any at this school, but we want to make sure that stays that way for everyone. Now let's look at last year buyers and this year non-buyers. There's a history here that these folks will purchase the book, so they would be a great group to reach out to.